Uh-huh.
All right, we're live.
What's up, everybody? All right. It's still not showing live on my YouTube's. All right, now it's live.
Oh,
Oh,
now it's live. Okay.
yeah.
I'm like, I say live. All right.
No, but welcome, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. I know we've been away for a bit, been doing some behind the scenes stuff as far as movies and upcoming stuff, but glad to be back with everyone. We'll just do a quick couple of intros. We have a special guest on tonight. Sweet Sadie or Sweet Slayer Sadie joining us for the first time. You know,
Hi.
let everybody know what you've been up to this past week, or anything you've done in like the past week or so, movie related or horror related, or anything along those lines.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. As
Me?
far as like anything that you've done in the past week or so, just give everybody a little heads up of what you've been up to, or anything like your favorite movie genre or something along those lines, or a particular horror type that you like,
All
just to
right,
give people a little
actually.
bit of
So
background.
we'll start with the past week. So we just finished filming my part of Crimson Harvest, which was where I met you guys, of course, and it was absolutely one of the best times of my life for sure. Um, my first time being in any kind of acting role. So, gonna be indie horror, working alongside Felissa Rose and Robert Mukes was definitely the highlight of the week. And then everybody great, all the other actors and the producers and anybody who was involved, seriously, was just so amazing. And then finishing up the week at, you know, New Jersey Horror Con in Atlantic City, where we got to see the Suicide Puppets perform, and our friend Dan was the drummer. So that made for a good night hanging out with everybody. Um, I so it was a really good time. I'm definitely a horror fanatic, and I'm excited to be part of my own little group and have a movie come out. Hopefully, next year, the end of next year, I believe. Ta-da!
Chelsea, are you doing something else?
Huh?
Chelsea,
Am I
you
doing
doing
something?
something else? Is that why you're on mute? Is he gaming again? Presto.
No, I forgot I put myself on mute while I was typing, so I'm sorry. Little
Better not
rusty
be
here.
gaming.
No, I'm not gaming. And I also want to welcome back Presto. How you doing, Presto? Glad to have you back with us. And what have you been up to this past week or so?
Uh, it's been a pretty hectic week. I did 3 shows in 4 nights, concerts. Getting
Nice.
older, that's a little harder to do.
Yeah,
One
that's rough.
was in Bethlehem at the casino, but it was
Hmm.
outside and it was pouring rain, but it was kind of fun. It was a different element. It wasn't really cold. I had ponchos, you know. And then I checked out Philly Fan Expo over the last weekend.
Hmm.
I met McLovin from Superbad. I met
Oh, that's awesome. He's on my list. I definitely want to meet him.
He was awesome. I met
Just
John
to share.
Carpenter from
Ah,
Halloween, Heather Graham, and then I met John Cena. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
I'm impressed with that lineup.
it was an awesome time. They were all super cool, down to earth people. McLovin is a huge Boston fan, so we just talked basketball for like 10 minutes. Uh,
Nice.
John Cena has huge hands and they're so soft. Very nice guy. Uh, John Carpenter, I mean, he's a legend. He's 80. And if you don't know, as I watched the Studio 666, he actually makes a cameo in this movie.
He
So
does.
that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, this weekend we got the holiday weekend and picnics and just keep grinding, I guess. Good to be back.
Well, glad to have you back. Awesome, awesome time. It sounds like you've been having these past few weeks, and man, definitely gotta meet some of those people and some of the future cons and stuff like that. But Fee, what have you been up to this past week or so?
I gotta go now. I thought it was your turn, Fuzzy.
Okay, well, I've just been doing some gaming stuff other than having fun on set for Crimson Harvest. Just pretty much, I wasn't part of the Indiegogo, but just kind of kept in the background, but help keep Fee on set and help bring stuff and whatnot. But it was a fun
He's my
time.
bodyguard.
Bunch of great people there, and then most of us, if not all of us, wound up at the New Jersey Horror Con just this past weekend. Had a great time there as well. The hotel little dated in comparison to some of the other hotels, but that didn't matter. Just great people having fun, bouncing from table to table. Met a few of the vendors out there. Some cool stuff as far as like metal posters and what was that company's name? Something Duckling or something. I can't
Um,
remember.
I can't remember, but you got the business card, so you can look in your wallet in a few minutes.
Well, my wallet's all the way on the other side of the room, but yeah.
Oh, really? Now we can't get up.
No, but it was really a great time over at the New Jersey Horror Con. So if you ever get the chance, definitely check that Horror Con out. I've been doing a lot of Monster Mania stuff, but Horror Con, a little smaller show, but always a great group of celebrities and things like that to
Oh
get
yeah,
autographs
they
from and
definitely
stuff.
had an amazing lineup this past week too.
Yeah.
They had some
So
good ones there. It
yeah,
was fun.
yeah, definitely worth checking out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing. A little gaming on the side, but I'm not going to bore you guys with the gaming stuff. But Fee, what have you been up to these past weeks or so?
The same thing you've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding. So, um, what Fuzzy has forgotten. So, we went down for a week, as in 7 days, not 5. So I used all my PTO for this, all the rest of it. We had a really fun time and everything. I had been talking to Xander for a very long time, over a few months, basically. Lead up to this, and when I got there, everything changes.
Yep.
So I wound up going from shadowing him to doing makeup for one of the actresses, because they were going to actually put mud on her. And I was like, yeah, this isn't a good idea if you guys are talking about chiggers and ticks. Um,
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
and you even say the word tick and everybody freaked out.
yes.
So,
Everybody was freaking out. And
well,
they
at least he
wanted,
was trying to be realistic with the mud, I guess. I
well,
mean,
well, well, yeah, but not really advisable, especially when they were talking about chiggers. The
yeah,
ticks are one thing, but chiggers are another thing. If
I don't want
anybody's
none of
had
them
them.
though.
Yeah. So, um, so I wound up, doing, the makeup where it looks like she's dirty and stuff like that. And it was a really good scene when she came, because we did the scene after that first. And then when they actually, put her in, and she came out of, um out of it during her scene and stuff. It made sense and everything like that. Then I had to reapply the makeup because she's running around and stuff after that. So it was fun and everything. I just kind of didn't expect having to do that.
She
So
looks good though. You did great
yeah,
at it.
yeah. I mean, I should put up the picture and everything. I'll get Fuzzy to do that later.
Our
But
go-to person. Thank you, Fuzzy. We appreciate you.
so now, I'm basically just sitting around meeting people at that point, and we're just going back and forth from the hotel to the farmhouse. And I'm just like, we're talking about marketing, we're talking about, um, you know, putting your movie up and where you could put your movie up for consideration and about, film festivals. So I mean, it was really good because I got to at least talk to him about the inside stuff, the behind the scenes stuff of how to get your film out. But the minute I walked into the farmhouse, because we had gone to the barn first. Sadie wasn't there yet. Me and Fuzzy had gone to the barn first because it said, "Oh, they're out in the barn and everything." So then, guess who shows up? We didn't even know. Ron Black.
Fuzzy. Ah,
Well, no, Fuzzy was already there. He's hanging around with me most of the time. I don't think he really left his seat most of the time.
Mhm.
He was gaming. We all know this.
playing
Anyway,
Balatro.
uh-huh. Anyway, so Ron Black shows up. He's actually in the movie, but I got to talking to him about my short that I want to do, and then I had a great idea about a film. So he's going to be our cameraman, and his buddy Chris Av is also going to be our, help us out with it and everything. So we're going to make a movie.
Yay!
We're going to make a movie.
That's
Yay!
exciting.
And Preston's going to be in it too.
Yay! Yes, I am.
So yeah, we're gonna make a movie. We've already have the proof of concept made for that one. I've already written the other one. The short will be up next year. I go in today. It's what we call a trade-in day. It's kind of like a flex day or whatever. I go in instead of using the flex day, so I could have a meeting with the principal about using my classroom in the short that I'm going to call classroom management. And lo and behold, he has an emergency. Few minutes before we're supposed to have our meeting.
Typical.
Oh no.
Typical, right?
Typical principals.
Yeah. So now I gotta track him down now. Everything. But I also have to go to another film in this first weekend of June. First full weekend of June. So yeah. It's a lot of scheduling and a lot of conflicts and a lot of, I think he snuck out early because he didn't want to be there either kind of situation. He's like, I'm going to call emergency and I'm going to leave and go home and just relax. That's what he probably did.
Pass out on the
Anyway,
Ring camera. I need to get out of here.
exactly.
Make it look real.
Exactly. But we're gonna do the short, even if we have to make up a classroom somewhere else, and everything. Wilmington is a lot of the kids that are actually in my school, that I teach. A lot of them are from Wilmington, or close to it. So, they could we could pretty much do something in Wilmington, and they wouldn't really have to do anything but walk to it. So we'll figure it out. I do have another couple principals. We could even do it out here in Coatesville, probably. I just have to ask the one principal I know out here. But we'll find something, but it'll be up next year. I want to try and do it during our April spring break. So yeah. But besides that, now with Sadie,
Yeah.
just like Presto, Fuzzy's not allowed to talk when either one of them is talking. That's the kind of situation we have here. Because otherwise I'm gonna be on the floor laughing so hard. So I have 3 on tonight, guys. 3 of them.
Listen,
Let's see how this works.
I don't control what comes out of my mouth, and I'm gonna be just as surprised as you guys are. So if it happens, it happens. Fuzzy's usually pretty quiet when I'm talking, though. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a little reserved sometimes. Sometimes, but let's talk about when he's not reserved.
No, that's no.
quiet on set.
I know what she's going to talk about. She's going to talk about the hotel neighbor noise or whatever. No,
Come on.
no.
Come
You
on.
can tell the story
Oh
if
my
you
goodness.
want. I'm
You're gonna
gonna
I'll
put
go
go
be
tell
pants
the
quiet over
on?
in the
story.
corner.
I'll go
Nope.
tell the story. All right. So we go down to eat. Sadie goes off to record the suicide puppets. We're sitting down there with everybody. Well, not everybody, but a lot of them, like Travis, who was also in the movie. Um, who else was down there? Travis was down there.
Probably
Todd was
Dan.
down there. The twins were down there.
Yeah.
Diana and Apollo were down there. Xander was bopping around as usual. Yeah, he was. This man did not stay at his table. You know how you
you
get a table at the cons and stuff. He does not stay at the table. So he's bopping around, and we're just chilling and stuff. So we decide to go up to the hotel room, because we're tired and everybody's going off to watch, the bands and stuff like that, and just go around and stuff. So we finally decide to go to bed, and the minute we go to bed, all of a sudden there's um this loud TV coming through the wall. And I'm like, I can't go to sleep. Then it shuts off. And then we hear loud music coming through. And at this point, Fuzzy's kind of mad because I'm like saying I can't go to sleep and I'm being annoying. So he's like, all right, fine. Do you want me to go say something? I'm like, yeah. Are you gonna do it? And he's like, yeah, because at this point he's mad, right? So he decides to get up and he's walking out. He gets the door and I said, where are your pants? he's like, I don't need pants. And he turns around and he takes his boxers and pushes them to the side and walks out the door.
Well, at least the
But
music stopped by the time I got in the hallway. So yeah.
watching you do it though was like classic though. Like you're like, nope, hike up, turn. Like I kept walking around do it every time I pull my pants up. Like, the fuck are you doing?
And I'm
I,
just I'm just I'm just standing there laughing.
I
And
figured it
he's
was
knocking
faster
on the
for me.
door.
Yeah, I
What?
figured it was just faster for me to go out there as is with my socks on because I think I wore my socks to bed and
My
my
socks and my
boxers to bed. So
buckers.
it's like
Well, no
it's
one wants to fight a dude in his boxers anyway. So.
Did you even have a t-shirt on?
I don't think so. No, I didn't have a t-shirt on either. So I was being old man with my socks on and my boxers because
I don't
I
think at that point I would have even opened my hotel room door. I look out and there's just some old dude with socks and boxers on waiting for me. No thanks.
Well, at
Some
least they were
old
white
dude.
socks.
They
I'm
called.
out there. I'm
Nah, you're young. Don't let them bully you. Some old dude. What
So,
is this shit?
listen. Oh, an even better one. I can tell you what happened with our hotel room when someone had to go down to check on a person that we were taking care of,
hmm
over our weekend.
hmm
Um, I sent him down by himself because I'm like, I'm not going down there. So, he opens the or she opens the door. He said this little old lady is standing there with just a baseball jersey and her toothbrush hanging out her mouth, like waiting for him because he had to go get coffee for her. He said she must have stripped as soon as we dropped her off at her room because it literally. I don't know if I told you guys this part, but we walked back up. Like by time we weren't even in our room, we were still
hmm
two doors away from our room and she was already calling the phone needing something else. I was like, my shift ended at 7. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, all you, bro. Then when we went to leave, we're saying our goodbyes and she knew I had to drive, like almost about 7 hours to get home. And she's like, well, get my number from him and let me know when you make it home. Oh, hell no. I was like, you could text her, let her. I made it say, I'm not giving that lady my phone number. Because for the next week, she's going to be, no. Weekend over. Lovely little lady, but I was done. I hope they
Yeah.
have pizza down in South Carolina right now because they're going to need lots of it.
And coffee.
you, no, they don't even need a lot. Just, I'm, or Celsius too. Did I tell you she took my Celsius too?
Mm.
Didn't drink them. But
Uh,
He's human. Yeah, we had a whole conversation, Kitty, or did you sorry, Fuzzy, did you
about what?
she muted herself.
Oh, is she coughing? Or,
see the comment?
let me see. No. Yeah. No. I was already rested at that point. So,
Yes, he
no.
was well rested by that point. That's why we were going to bed.
Yikes. So how about this? How about this weather we're having?
Yeah. Change of topic.
Anyway, all right. So we are talking, or we're supposed to be talking about Studio 666. I'm not sure if this was a movie to display the music of the Foo Fighters, or if this was just them having fun.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that myself when I started it. Like, I liked it though. Like, it was different. Um, what'd you guys think? A little cheesy. It's a little cheesy, but it had a lot of good parts. I like their humor in it. It reminds me a lot of myself sometimes. Their comments. I laughed a lot through it, but all in all, I thought it was pretty. It had good idea behind it. Um, I don't think it was in the like scary genre though. Like I know it was supposed to be horror type, like, and it was pretty gory at some points,
Yeah.
but which
This,
as much as I love the horror, the gore part is what gets me when it's excessive. But I know.
so this was a horror comedy, and the comedy always comes out more than the horror. What about you, Presto? Staying
Yes,
silent?
I'm letting her talk. I don't want to be rude.
Oh no, you're gonna have to butt in when it comes to me. Otherwise, you're not gonna get a damn word in the whole show.
We'll just put
So
her on mute.
that's go ahead. I'll still be over here talking. I'll start typing in the comments. I'll chat with everybody. You gonna hear me. But no, yeah. What did you think of it?
So I knew nothing of. Well, I knew it was it was about the Foo Fighters recording an album at a studio or a haunted house or whatever it was. But I respected Foo Fighters, but I'm not a huge fan, so I wasn't like overly excited to go into the like. Wasn't expecting much going into this movie. Just kind of like, all right, here we go. It was a lot more. It was better than I thought. The acting wasn't as bad as I thought for them being musicians and not really actors. They did a decent job. I don't know the members that good, but probably the guy that looks the oldest was probably the funniest. The one that would sleep on the kitchen counter.
Yeah, I
That
liked
was
him
probably
too.
my favorite character in it.
Pat. Pat. He was the
Pat.
funniest.
Yeah. So and then, like they said, the horror gore aspect, like it seemed a lot of CGI, not a lot of practical effects. So some of it looked kind of cheesy. The kills were pretty brutal, but they looked kind of fake, so they weren't as brutal to me at least. But overall, it was a good movie. It was a decent movie. better than I expected, so that's always good.
I like that
Fuzzy.
Jenna Ortega was in it. I like her.
Oh,
And it made sense, like, so I watched this movie in like three different parts. Like, because I had a busy week, so like I started it at work the other day. Then I had my earbuds in at my job today, trying to listening to it, and then I was in the car, and then I rewatched part of it when I got home, and I'm like, oh, now things all make sense now that I'm piecing it back together, but from the beginning and then going back towards the end. So something like I wasn't too fond of. I like the dreams, like when he was like having his little nightmares or whatever. I laugh the way Dave screams. So like, and also when the guys are running around and just the grown men screaming, was very comedic to me. That's funny. But his those, I think they could have done better with the demons that they used in it.
Mhm.
Um, they were very,
mid.
yeah, they were bad, but I mean, the idea behind them was great. Um, yeah,
All right, Fuzzy.
It was better than I anticipated. Like, I not the biggest Foo Fighter fan, but some of their songs I have on my what is that thing? Not iPad. What the heck is it?
You
The
forgot
iPod.
when I
Yeah,
went
it's been a while
forward.
since I've taken stuff off my iPod, but yeah, the gore stuff was more, I guess, funny than the practical aspect of things, especially with running over the one guy with the fan type of deal. But overall, it wasn't quite like Scooby Doo level stuff, but it had some of that like kind of
yeah.
contrast to it. So it fit what I was kind of expecting to some extent, but it turned out a bit better overall. But yeah, the band as a whole, um, I definitely like the back and forth they had, and then the fact that they're like complaining about a 30-minute song and stuff. It's like, yeah, that's a bit extreme. Not too many people have instrumentals that go that far, but yeah, that was a pretty interesting setup, and the whole bloody
They're trying
raccoon
to top
dripping blood
Freebird
and
out here.
yeah, it was just some of the stuff that they were doing was just weird, but I guess considering the type of movie it wasn't bad. It was a decent movie, but we'll get more into it.
It was different,
So,
which was good.
Yeah,
They had some good cameos in it too.
yeah.
People
all right.
popping up.
So, let's start off with the very first question that I asked before. Which one do you think this was? Do you think this was Foo Fighters just wanting to play around in a movie, saying that they made a movie, or did they want to try and kind of like show their musical talents? Because there was a lot of them playing in this movie.
I think it was a mixture. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, I definitely think they might have been toying around one day. It's like working on a new album, and like I said, I'm not familiar with them enough to know like if the songs are on this CD, but they probably were like kicking it backstage once, like, "Yo, we should make a movie." It's like, "Yeah, what would it be about?" And they just kind of rambling and like, "Yeah, that sounds good." And they got the funding for it, or they self-funded it, and I guess it did all right. Was it in the box office?
Not sure. I think this was like straight to streaming or something, wasn't it?
yeah. I don't. I think so, but I know I've heard of it before though. So at least there's that some kind somewhere along the line. But um, I agree though with the half and half with trying to make a movie and then because of course why not do what they know they're good at for the movie. It made sense.
All right, let's see here. Studio 666 with the Foo Fighters. I can tell you. Well, the writer David Grohl, based upon a story by Jeff Bueller, screenplay by Rebecca Hughes. So David Grohl had a hand in this and partly writing it. Let's see. Let's see if they have a box office. So they actually do. So it looks like opening weekend was what was it 1.5 mil
Yikes.
gross. Yeah, gross across US and Canada was 2.5, and then gross world was 3 million. So I mean it made about 5.5 million.
It's a
I
little
don't know.
disappointing because you would think like there's a lot of Foo Fighter fans, so you would think they'd want to see it.
Yeah. I mean, you would think, but again, it all depends on how much marketing
I
went
was gonna
into this.
say if any, that's if they even know that it was out or anything.
I feel like if you're a fan though of a band, and and follow them on social media, I'm sure they advertised also or posted about the movie. So I would like to think people knew about it and would check it out, but yeah, it doesn't sound like they really did at all.
Well, I mean, if you look at the very first day, it came out February 25th. That was the first day, and it was like 7,000 7,007
Numbers are hard.
21, right? I can't even say this number today. Um let's see, 421, and we're gonna base that on 2,306 studios. So this was only in 2,306 studios. Excuse me, six theaters, and then it dropped down to 2,208, and then 356 by the time it was out of the theaters by March 17th. That was 3 weeks. So they averaged 312 on per theater on the first day, and ended up
It's like 10 people per theater.
by March 17th having $10 per theater was the average.
That's
Ooh.
not even a ticket price.
No, it's not.
Not
It
anymore.
opened, and at the time, we're talking about February of 2022, right? We were just coming we were fully out of the I don't even think we were fully out of the pandemic by then. And this thing ranked at 6. That's how it opened up, and it fell from that point all the way down to rank 20.
Oh, ouch.
So, yeah. So there was not much going on. So this was still ranked kind of low for the 3 weeks. So I don't think they did much advertising for this. I really don't.
Which is
And
odd. Like you would think they would.
yeah. I mean, especially if they were, put it on their website or put it out there for their fans on social media and stuff like that. But I think probably some of what killed it was us coming out of the pandemic and people still being afraid of going to the theater. That's what might have killed it. Now, before we get into the funny cameo, I wanna do the funny cameos because there were a couple of them. But before then, now I like Jenny Ortega as well. She plays Wednesday. She played in the new Beetlejuice movie and stuff like that. So, but it didn't really look like her in the beginning. It doesn't look like her signature look the way she looks now. Um, but what did you think of her performance? not knowing it was actually her.
So it
I,
took me a minute in the begin. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just hop in, but in the beginning, it took me a minute to realize it was her. I thought she did well. Um, and then when she pops back up at the end or whatever, like I think she's a good actress. So I liked her in this one, even though it was just short lived. But I thought she did well in the beginning scene for sure. But
I feel differently. I'll catch hate for this, but I feel like she's a little overrated. I feel
Oh,
she's done some movies. I feel like her height was in Scream. Like in Scream, it was like, oh my God, she's the next big thing. And then she was in the Beetlejuice, and I don't think that movie or whatever it was, I don't think that one was that good. And it seems like the movies that she's been doing and coming out with lately just really aren't impressing me. Like she was in Death of a Unicorn. That movie's getting mixed reviews. Not one of I saw it. Not my cup of tea.
I haven't seen it yet. So
Yeah, I feel like if Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega wasn't in that movie, a lot of people feel way differently about it. But I feel
really,
like
Paul Rudd?
I'm like, do you
Paul
not like
Rudd?
Paul Rudd either? I love Paul Rudd.
I'm not saying I don't like them, but I feel like their names carry that movie. Where if
Gotcha.
they just had a different actor and actress in it, it wouldn't have got as high praise. But
So
like,
Paul Rudd was not good in that one, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying he just. I'm saying I feel like their names carry the movie more than the movie was good.
Like
Like
Okay.
if you took
people,
those
yeah,
two out of it, it would just be like a mid movie where it's just like, oh, like not a lot of people would be talking about it. So
Mm.
I
I feel
gotcha.
Jenna Ortega is overrated. So and she's like shoved in your face almost recently with all these movies.
She is. She did kind of blow up pretty quick. She was in You also on
Yeah.
Netflix.
So
Um,
it's like she's getting shoved down your throat. I'm just like, I don't like her that much to like be
she's
excited about her.
saturated right now.
Yeah, and I feel like she already hit the height of her acting career. So when she was in it, I was just like, it didn't do nothing for me personally. I was just like, oh, that's Jenny Ortega. Okay,
So
like,
I think
what did she
I
bring
think
to the movie?
Wednesday.
Nothing.
I know, but I think Wednesday, I think that's her part, and I only think it because she does channel Ricci. She does channel her in being like Ricci could have been her mom. She could have been the in between Morticia, Wednesday, and then Wednesday had a daughter, and that was Jenny Ortega. You know,
I agree with that. I just,
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how the second season is, if it's as good as the first season. But I just
yeah.
feel she's on the downward instead of like keep rising kind of thing.
I
Hmm.
mean,
I think she was starting to get into producing recently too. Instead of being in front of the camera, she was going behind. But I'm not sure what all projects she's starting. But
well, I can look that up. But the thing is though, is that she was also in Babysitter 2. Did anybody watch Babysitter 2?
I have not.
No.
Okay, so in Babysitter 2, she wasn't bad, but that was before they made Wednesday. So that was at the beginning of her, basically, oh, we know who she is and she's pretty good. Um Before she got kind of too big and in some cases, I guess, annoying fans at this point. Um but I
Like
would check that one out.
I feel
Babysitter 2.
like 2 years ago, you wouldn't even think of her showing up at a Monster Mania. Like you'd be like, "Oh my
Mhm.
God, she's so huge! Like she's like a New York Comic Con kind of girl or something." But at
Mhm.
least I feel like with how her career's going now, like for her to show up at a Monster Mania wouldn't be like crazy. I mean, she'd definitely be a huge hit, definitely get
Mhm.
tons of people there, but like I don't feel like it'd be as huge as maybe 2 years ago. Uh, where when Monster Mania got the girl from Anora and Scream, Mikey Madison, I feel like that was different because she did Scream, she did Anora, but it wasn't out yet when she did Monster Mania. Now she did Anora and it came out, like that movie blew up and like won all types of awards and everything. And now she's huge, and I feel like she's the new It woman or It thing.
See, and you know what? I besides knowing the name, don't even really know who she is.
Have you seen
Yeah.
Scream 5? I think it was Scream 6.
I
She's
have not.
Yeah, Scream 6.
She is not. Wow.
Oh, you'd be surprised. We won't start this one yet.
See, get her off this pot. I'm over her.
Come on now. She just got here.
Thanks for
Well, that was
stopping by.
short-lived. It was nice meeting you guys. I appreciate the, I see
All right,
myself
all right.
out now.
All right,
Actually,
listen
no,
up.
it's a lot
Real
harder to
quick.
get rid of me. They already know that.
I
All right,
know
listen up.
people.
She is actually in 4 more projects.
Mikey
Clara
Madison?
and the Sun. Huh?
Mikey Madison? Or
Jenna.
Jenna?
No,
Ortega?
no, Jenna.
Okay.
So Clara and the Sun, that one's in post-production. There's an untitled J.J. Abrams project. She's also an actress in that one. That one's filming currently. The Gallerist, she's an actress in that one that's post-production, but it doesn't say what her character is. She plays Clara in Clara and the Sun. And then she's in Shut Out, which is in Status's script, and she's going to be playing Mia. So she's not doing anything but acting right now, but I mean, she might be trying to look for something to direct in, and any one of these 4 projects that actually could happen. Well, not in the 2 post production, but the Abrams film and the Shutout. They could put her behind the chair for a segment. You never know.
Yeah, whatever.
But it would prevent her from being in front of the camera if she goes into directing, right? You'll be less annoyed.
I mean, 2022, I think, was her year. She did Scream. I think that's when X came out.
Yes.
So she did X. And then this movie came out in 2022. So I feel like 2022 was definitely like her year.
Well, she did 4 things in 2022. And then I guess she was attached to Pearl. I don't know how. It just says the producers wish to thank her. That was it.
I know how you get a thank you on there. Who's got $25 I could borrow?
But yeah, she for Maxine and for Pearl, she was thanked by the producers. Other than that, she's only ever had acting roles. I've only seen the seen her horror movies. But I will say one thing. She was the vice president's daughter in Iron Man 3. And she's publicly come out and said that, because everybody's like, well, you should be in a superhero movie. You should be in a Marvel movie, right? And she's like, I already was in one and they cut my part. So I don't think we're going to see her in many superhero movies that are attached to big studios.
She must have killed it.
I think you see her leg in it. I think she says her leg's in it, and that's it.
Why would you even admit that?
I don't know.
Like,
listen, man,
that's
every
my
credit
leg.
counts here. Every credit counts.
See?
That
Just so you know.
IMDb ain't no joke. I'd be like, right
Lame.
there's my shoelace, y'all. Steve, can you put me on there? My shoelace
mean-
is in it.
I mean, she does list it on her page.
Really?
I mean,
He's
I guess
unimpressed.
she's proud of it somewhat.
Okay. Next.
All right,
Hey,
let's
it's a Marvel movie. The residuals are probably worth just having a leg in that movie. So.
there you go. There you go. The residuals are worth a leg. All right, so let's talk about Pat Smear, who is a band member. He's the band member. He does. I'm not sure if he does bass. Does he do bass or does he do?
You're the one
basically
with all the
lead
info. Don't
instrument?
ask me. I know their music, but again, I don't know enough about them that I have any
Well, he
useful
writes a
knowledge.
lot. He writes a lot.
Hmm.
Was he the one that slept on the table or whatever, or in the kitchen?
Yes.
That guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the one where his hand was in Iron Man 3.
So he writes some of their music. He was a writer for My Hero, Miss the Misery. So he's one of the writers within the Foo Fighters. For the songs and everything. But besides that, he's actually done other things as well. Which I'm trying to see what they are. Mostly it's writing.
Didn't the Foo Fighters? Is it the Foo? I think they were in the news recently. Didn't obviously Taylor, the drummer, overdosed and passed away a couple years ago. But I thought the Foo Fighters just fired their drummer or the replacement drummer and really didn't even tell them why. They just kind of yeah, you're not in the band anymore.
Oh wow.
I thought that was the Foo Fighters. I could be wrong.
Let me
I'm not
see.
sure.
Fact check.
That's what I'm doing. Foo Fighters have effectively cut ties with Josh Freese, the superstar drummer they enlisted to join the band following the death of Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, so they just cut him for no reason. Just yeah, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
Well, did they replace him
That was May
again? I mean,
16th. Well, I mean, it was May 16th, so it's not even been 2 weeks.
oh, okay, so real recently.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, Crispy's right. They didn't tell him why. It almost sounds like they were just they just called him up or something. It was yeah, this isn't working out. It's not me, it's you. Really didn't give him a reason.
Well,
Wow.
he's okay. So he said he's been drumming for 40 years professionally. I've never been let go from a band, so while I'm not angry, just a bit shocked and disappointed.
Yeah,
but
see?
he worked freelance.
Hey,
and
I can introduce them to a drummer. Real nice guy. If they're looking.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Yeah, it says May 16th, 2025.
Man,
Poor guy.
So
that's rough.
Yeah.
Next.
So now, wait. So Freeze has been with them since May 2020 or close to May 2023. So yeah.
Yeah, just they just kind of all right, peace out. I think does it say if they got a replacement? I thought they already got someone from another established band. I could be wrong, but I thought I remember reading that they
he's been with this person, Josh Freeze. He's been between bands before. He's bounced between bands. He's been in other bands besides the Foo Fighters. It doesn't really list. Wait a minute. He's been in Devo, A Perfect Circle. Those are the two. He's also
solid ones.
Yeah, he's also contributed to Avril Lavigne, Kelly Clarkson, 1,000. What is GECS? I guess it's a band or whatever. But yeah, he's been with other musicians before and stuff like that over the past 40 years, and they just, I
So
don't know.
he's
We'll find out eventually.
so he shouldn't be hurting. Like
No.
Crispy said that they think it's Taylor's son that's going to be drummer. I know Taylor's son performed with Foo Fighters for a
Mhm.
benefit show, like one or two songs, and he's
Mhm.
good. But it's one of those things. Is he getting the gig because it was his dad? Like, probably.
Yeah, that
That's
would make
quite
sense.
possible.
I mean,
That's quite possible.
hate to say it, but
But
yeah,
you know what? It's not.
wouldn't be the first time it happened.
Yeah, but it doesn't list who it is. It just is talking about how he's no longer in the band. So yeah, that's interesting.
Well, he'll be all right. Seems like he worked with enough people that as long as he's not a dick and screwed his name up in the music history industry, he should not have an issue finding another gig. So
Mm-mm.
best of luck
Yeah.
to him. And yeah,
So
you didn't want to be
Taylor,
in Studio 666 Part 2 anyways.
Was there anyone left
well,
to do it? Oh, well, yeah. Never mind. I don't want to give anything away, but
Yeah,
I
listen up,
guess we
newbie.
could.
No, not yet, newbie. Know your role.
man, Presto. He always does this to me too. It's just I'm not talking a lot today, right, Presto?
Yeah, it's been a nice change of scenery. I think me and Fuzzy both appreciate it.
What from one yappy to another?
Yeah, well, you can't win them all.
Yeah. Pick your battles.
And unfortunately, they're both here on the show tonight. So me and
You're
Fuzz will just
welcome.
make do.
Yeah, listen. I'm Fuzz was
All right.
blessed all last week.
You call it blessed. He told me otherwise.
He's got a
Oh.
small vocabulary.
Fuzzy, stop
Thank,
telling stories.
thankfully,
All
you
right.
ended it with small vocabulary.
Mhm.
You know, Fuzzy is a good thing you don't have that other podcast at night anymore.
Yeah.
All right, listen
Okay.
up. So Taylor Hawkins was in the movie. But let's go back to Pat Smear because I like him. He was my favorite. I like David Grohl. I like Dave Grohl too. I'm not saying I don't like him. But I think Pat was really funny in this. Tell me your favorite part that you thought he was funny in.
I mean, he
I
had
it's
a couple.
Yeah.
I like when they were looking for him and he's just sleeping in the kitchen on like a 4-pack of toilet paper. It's just
I
like,
love that one too.
this is where I
Yeah.
sleep. Like, it's quiet.
Seriously.
And then he has, in the other scene, he has a little pajama hat on like they wore back in the day.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely just sleeping in it. It's like they're in this big mansion and he's sleeping on the kitchen counter. And then when the neighbor or whatever comes to look at the house and it's trash, he's just like, yeah, I would normally sleep here, but it's a mess. So I slept here instead.
I liked when he was running around towards the end. I think he's going up the stairs, the screaming. Like he
Yeah.
was funny when he's running around. But
I wonder if David Grohl uh, wrote the scenes or the dialogue per each person. Like, oh, he knows this guy's funny. He could deliver this, or if he just kind of wrote it and each person had their own lines and like he just happened to kill it and be really good.
I would
I think
probably
there's a
guess
little
that they
both.
improved a lot.
Yeah.
They're so used to each other and stuff. Like they probably play off of each other really well naturally. But I mean, obviously having like an idea of what they want to go for, kind of thing. But
Yeah. No, I would say with Pat, I agree on the kitchen table or the kitchen counter deal. But I also like the fact that while he was, I guess, fixing the brakes or something on the van, and then the van winds up backing over him, you kind of saw it coming, kind of deal. But just I, I wouldn't say the practical effects they used, but whatever effects you want to call that, it almost looked like it was a Play-Doh thing
Yeah.
for when they ran over him. But yeah,
Evil
he
Dead.
was like an old man, or like a kid in an old man body, running around most of the time.
Yeah.
So it was always like, whether it was I think when there was like food time, and Grawl was out there eating one of the other bandmates, but they were like, we're not going for the barbecue or something. But yeah, he was kind of like the comedy relief for the most part.
Outfit choices. I loved his outfit choices. Not only the pajamas, but like Fuzzy said, he was like this kind of grandpa, but kind of big kid at the same time. And he always wore like these grandpa shorts and the polo top. And I'm like, this really doesn't fit his look. It just made him more. It just made him look funnier. I know. I liked his outfit choices.
Yeah.
All right. What about let's before we talk about one of my favorite scenes, let's talk about Lionel Richie's part.
Get your
That
own,
was a
Get your
or
good
own
what he
hit.
cameo.
said. Get your own song, nerd. It's shit. I constantly. That's what the nerd with my kids all the time. So that one made me laugh. But I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just
it was a short cameo, but it did make me chuckle.
I think that was one of my favorites. And then the other one was Forte.
The delivery
Oh, the
guy that
delivery.
got decap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. The delivery guy.
Isn't he on Saturday Night Live?
Um
Wasn't he on
he was
SNL?
I believe
You're
so.
thinking
I
of?
he was
Are you thinking of Will Arnett?
No. Someone said, who was I talking about? No,
I
I
think
know who
so
Will Arnett is. He's cool too. Fuck, but Let's Go to Prison and Arrested Development.
yes.
Will Arnett,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Will Forte was the guy that did MacGruber. He was also the Last Man on Earth, that TV
Yeah.
show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was on SNL. I can definitely look that up.
I think
Television.
he had a couple of special appearances, but I don't think he was
What?
a regular.
How can we
Yeah, he.
forget? I don't know if you guys caught it. Kerry King from Slayer made a cameo in the movie. No, no
I
Slayer
did not.
fans.
Nope.
Oh, Krug, the guy that they electrocuted or barbecued.
Kerry King was. I think he was in the beginning. He's one shaved head, sunglasses. He had like the
Hmm.
Yeah, he was
tribal
Krug.
down the sleeve.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy that got electrocuted. The other one was Steve Vai. Did you see that Steve Vai was in there?
No.
So he's Dave's hands. He was uncredited. He actually so you when you see his when you see just Dave's hands going and stuff like that, and he's just continuously plays, and he's doing the scenes where he's trying to show the F key and everything. That right there is Steve Vai, one of the best guitarists ever.
Hmm. Interesting.
That's
They
odd.
would, yeah, do a takeaway or a cameo of hands kind of thing. But
Well, Dave's hands can't go that fast. They were trying to show something where Dave is just playing, and he's like this machine, and he's just getting it out, and he's doing the best that they've ever seen. I don't think Dave can do that.
Did you see the Whitney Cummings was in it, the comedian?
Mhm. Yes.
Sam or Samantha. That was a nice. They had some nice cameos for not having a big
Mhm.
cast. Like 20 people
Mhm.
most probably were in this movie,
Mhm.
but yeah, I definitely enjoyed the cameos.
Yeah. I
So
think Will Forte with the demo was the funny part, and the what was it, the ranch dressing or something that he
Oh
needed.
yeah,
the best part was when he said, "Oh yeah, you're my second favorite band behind Coldplay."
Coldplay.
That yeah, that was a good part. I thought that one was funny.
So let's talk about, I believe it's Samantha's death. Anybody got any comments on Samantha's death?
Oh, that reminded me of Terrifier. Uh,
Mhm.
at first, it was creepy because he was hiding under the bed, and it was just
Uh-huh.
like, okay. And that whatever band member that got it, also, he definitely was always in that thong
Uh-huh.
bottom, whatever,
Well,
stuffing it
he
with a
wore
sock.
Dave's too.
Well, yeah, Dave's supposedly, but yeah, when
Oh,
he's under the bed, and you're just like, all right, like,
are those mine?
and then when he did the chainsaw and just like demolished basically both of them. That's what I mean. It was like a little cheesy. Like the CGI was just like okay, like perfectly like her chest and her crotch area, I guess, was just like done. And it was like okay, yeah, uh, I don't
It
know.
was an interesting death.
Yeah.
I mean, not one that we've seen before.
I'm just wondering, like, did they not hear the thing starting up? And I understand being in the middle of the moment, but like hearing the chainsaw, that's going to break the moment.
It was probably
I'm sorry.
electric one. They're quieter.
Uh,
All right. All right. So we talked about Pat's death, Samantha's death, and also the other guy's death. Um, so I want to talk about my favorite part. So they're going around.
The ending.
No, they're going around. They're sitting there, and Dave's like, "Hey, why don't we stay here for until the record's done? We'll just stay here. We'll set up shop here and everything, and we'll stay overnight and all this other stuff." And they're going around saying that, "Hey, you tell my wife if you tell, you know, my wife." And the one guy was like, "I'll tell my wife, but y'all, somebody's got to tell my kids." I absolutely love that part. It's like they're afraid of their families.
Mhm.
But it was like I don't know. I guess I didn't love it as much because it felt like they're recording an album in a studio, like or in a haunted house. Like it's not like they're doing stuff they're really not supposed to. Like they're making a living.
Well, yeah, but it's the fact of you're going to be away from me for a month or more, and I have to take care of the house. I got to take care of the kids. I got to take care of, the bills and everything else, and I have you playing around in a haunted house.
Yeah, but it's like the same when a band goes on tour. Like they're
Yeah.
gone for a month or two, and if they are married and have kids, like the female or whatever usually takes care of the stuff, or they have a nanny, or they go on tour with their significant others. Like I don't think it's way out of the ordinary for something like that to happen.
Well, apparently they've done it enough. How long has the Foo Fighters been together? Let's look that up.
I mean, they were formed after Nirvana, so I
That's
would
so long
say
time. So
90 sometime.
Yeah.
1995.
Oof.
1 year
That's
later,
really
the
long.
greatest movie came out, Scream.
Yeah, so the band's been together for 35 years.
Oh, I guess I could see now why. They did tell me, Presto, that you were a huge Scream fan. Why me not watching anything after? Well, I think I've seen the fourth. but after that, I have not. No wonder I got kicked out of the club so early.
That's all
It's
right.
on
Press
my
start.
list. It is on my list to watch.
Oh, you think that's bad? He still hangs around me, even though I've only seen one.
What? I didn't know this.
You're telling on yourself, see?
Pressure's off of me now. At least I've seen more than that.
What the fuck? You two peckerheads over there, not watching one of the greatest franchises ever. Oh my god, Fuzzy! I don't know
You
how
know
you
what?
do it, man.
The most like when I usually watch these movies or when I'm at work. It's like someone will be like, "You gotta watch this." I work at a very currently slow place where I get to sit in an office all day and stare at a TV screen. So I will get on there and whatever ones like we got all streaming platforms there. So when
Nice.
someone tells me I need to watch something, I just go pick one and
God forbid you work 40 hours a week, you watch movies all day, but you don't catch up on the Scream franchise.
listen. If it was look, that's how I did get caught up recently. I literally just watched them a couple months ago, except for the first one, and I think I've seen the second. But I have met them all actually, like most of them from one. I've met Jamie Kennedy and Nev and Matthew Lillard. I've met
Mhm.
Skeet. Lee Waddell I talk to all the time. He's a great guy. Um, I've met Rose McGowan, Henry Winkler. Who else?
Been there, done that, got the trophy.
I've met like two.
You know what? I'm just going to take myself off this podcast.
Now hiring.
I know one guy that's coming with me. I know the only guy that's coming with me, Fuzz.
We'll just all have to do like a watch along for Scream, the complete, you know, deal. So
Do a marathon.
yeah,
Such a good
I got all
franchise.
summer.
Oh, man.
I got all summer.
So,
calls from
anyways,
inside the house.
I'm sorry. That's such a great. You could watch the first one now from 1996,
Mm-hmm.
and it still holds its own. Like it's still believable. There is some cheat, like the clothing they wear. It's not like it's almost coming back now, so it doesn't even really look way
Eh.
out of style.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have that clothing still in my closet. Don't make fun of that clothing. I used to wear
I'm
that clothing.
I'm not, but I'm just saying like it's coming back in style again. And then there's only like a couple of cheesy. It's like where did you get that cellular device or something? So like the cell phones were new and stuff, so it was a little cheesy, but like it's still such a good movie, and all of them like
Oh, hey, David
three,
Arquette. I met David Arquette too. Yep. Sorry.
Oh, I
ADHD
met him.
moment.
That's three.
three, three gets such hate, but it's so good. Like it's like a movie inside a movie, and I don't know. I love them all. Well, that's why I met Heather Graham because she played Nev in Stab in the second and fourth one. So I was like, I need to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, these
Haven't watched Stab either. I know it stems from all that, but I have
Yeah,
not watched that one.
I don't like those. I don't like the spoof movies. I mean, I
well,
like campy horror. I just
no,
don't
no,
like the direct
Isn't
spoof.
Scream a spoof of a spoof type thing? Like,
no. You're thinking
Like
of Scary Movie.
yeah,
yeah,
scary
I
Scary
know,
movies a
movie.
I
lot
know what that is.
of Scream,
But
but
someone,
like
but
Scream kind of pokes fun at like what's
But
your favorite movie and like
yeah,
the running in
well,
the shoes
wait,
and stuff
but
like that.
it's not. Yeah, I know, but it's not a spoof. A
Right.
spoof is see, Scream is kind of like a homage to other movies and stuff like that. That attack it like attacks the mistakes that people make within horror movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Scary Movie and Stab, those are direct spoofs. They're making fun of the actual movie directly and trying to make things that are serious parts actually laughable. and I just don't like the silliness of it. It's
Well,
direct silliness, and that's not a thing for me.
Well, Stab's not a real movie. It's like not.
Okay.
It's like a movie in Scream. Like it's like,
Mhm.
oh, this happened in Scream 1. We're making
Mhm.
it a movie called Stab in
Mhm.
Okay.
Scream like 3. So it's not really a movie. Yeah. But yeah, Scary Movie definitely makes fun of it and among
Mhm.
other stuff, which I think a
Mhm.
new Scary Movie's coming out
Mhm. Yeah, new
this
one
year.
is.
So I'm sorry, those do not age well at all. I watched the first one again, and it was just like the jokes were so bad and cheesy that like
Mhm.
I was feeling embarrassed and uncomfortable watching it. Like,
Yeah, and I
oh
feel like
man,
that
like for
every
real.
time. But that's why I don't like them because I feel like that every time. It's like very cringe to me.
Awkward.
Yeah.
See, I just rewatched Scary Movie also because I just worked with, John a couple weeks ago. Well, a couple, like March maybe. And so, of course, I had to rewatch the movie, but
Mhm.
it's very cringy, like awkwardness, like I feel weird kind of
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the
I
whole
do, I
Budweiser,
mean,
what's
I
up?
used to
Play
like it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you were younger,
So, what's wrong with liking a movie from when you were younger till, 20
I'm
years
just saying
later?
nothing's wrong with it. I'm just saying that Scary Movie franchises, when you were younger and you saw them,
Mhm.
they just don't age well now. That
Yeah.
Yeah, I
when you
definitely agree
watch
with that.
them,
How many
like
are there? Anyone know?
I
It's
think
like 5 or
six,
6.
six or
Yeah.
seven, seven's
Scary
coming out.
movies? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
Let
yeah,
me
I
and
check.
guess, because they did.
Scary movie. And let's see how many pop up.
they even got some
Um,
big
Six.
people in some of those.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
this is gonna be the sixth one. It's in pre-production right now. They only have 3 people listed: Marlon Wayans, Sean Wayans, and Dave Sheridan.
Of
They're
course.
bringing back the Doofy character.
Mhm.
That's cool, though. Doofy's a good one.
Yeah. So
I
Keenan.
like Dave, so.
Will it be
So
good
the
20 years later though? Like,
mhm,
If, okay, Dave always plays a great character, no matter what he's in. But if he's still doing the same as Doofy, like you said, he was great 20 years ago for it, but it's not gonna be. They're gonna have to come up with something creative for it to be funny again as a character.
Yeah.
so the individuals that are writing this are, of course, the Wayne brothers.
Mhm.
You have Keenan, Marlon, and Sean. Isn't there a fourth Wayne brother, Fuzzy?
I believe there's like 5 or 6 of them, and 1 or 2 sisters, but
Jesus.
there's only like 4 that we've seen on camera primarily.
Hmm. Yeah, but
So their 401k is a little low, so they need to make a new scary movie.
yeah, pretty much.
I think they finally got the rights back to write it or something. Like there was, I think, at one point some sort of controversy where the studio kind of pushed them out and made it like one of the
Mm.
scary movies, I think like the third or fourth one or something. They kind of booted them out of the loop and took all the money, and then they wound up suing them. But I think the studio settled because the amount that they would have had to pay in the suit, which it looked like they were going to lose. I think they were better
Hmm.
off just saying, you know what, you guys get the writing credit, and here's some money, and make another couple of these movies, and make us
Hmm.
some more money, kind of thing. So, because I don't think the later ones did as well as
So,
the first few.
so Sean Waynes was writer for, and Marlon Wayans was writer for, 5. Let me see. Yeah, so it looks like just the 2 of them were the writers, and then
Mhm.
let me see, scary movie 4. Let's see, number 4. Nope, they were on number 4 too. So it might have been number 3. Or maybe they just didn't give them their cut.
I think that's what it was
I
about.
mean,
They
they
I
they
think it was I think it was they didn't give them their cut because between 6
For the
and
later ones,
2026.
Yeah.
probably made less than Studio 666 at that point.
Mm-hmm. So let me see 5. So we're talking the last one was 2013 when it was released. So we're talking 13 years. So they probably didn't get their
Wow.
cut from the 5th one.
Mm.
And that's probably what happened. It's
Yeah, how much
been
did they make though?
or 12 years. On that one, oh, I can tell you. Give me a second. So for Scary Movie 5, the budget was 20. Opening weekend was 14 mil. Gross across was 32 and gross worldwide was 78. So you're talking about over 100 mil, about 110 mil that they made from
It
Scary
probably,
Movie 5.
it probably just was the 7 Wayne kids and all their kids going to see it that made it gross that much.
It's a family activity at that point.
Yeah,
Support the
Exactly.
film.
Exactly.
I ain't about that.
But yeah, they made 110 million on this thing worldwide.
Mhm.
So yeah. That
It's surprising. I agree.
it is surprising to me.
It actually
Like,
is because like that's a lot of money and wasn't really that good.
Now, do you
exactly.
guys think people are going to be excited for it to come out,
Oh,
or do you?
absolutely. They're
Okay.
gonna be the
Mhm.
people that like the nostalgic, like hoping it's as good as the original one and see
Move over,
Mhm.
where.
kids. We've been waiting 15 years for this thing to come back out.
Mhm.
Hopefully they don't screw it up.
I mean, I know a lot of people know about it already because when I was with John, so many people kept asking him at his table, "Hey, are you going to be in this one? Are you going to be in this one?" And of course, he's not going to tell anybody, but a lot of
Mhm.
people brought it up. So it's already known.
Spoiler: he's in the next one.
So with Scary Movie 6,
Give me more
all
time
of
to cut you off before you holler spoiler and then announce it.
Well, I didn't know it was true. I just said it.
Uh, is that how spoilers work?
Yeah.
the
I
Then
don't
if
know
I'm
if this is
wrong,
going to be true, but here's a spoiler for you.
and then if I'm wrong, I'll just say the scene was cut. Sorry.
Scene was cut. That's perfect.
That was actually his leg. I didn't
That
say
I
how
was
much
gonna
of
say
a
that's gonna
role
be
he
my
was in.
thing. I'm gonna be like, I was in that one, but my scene was cut. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, Presto and Fuzzy and myself can say that if Queens of the Dead, if Queens of the Dead comes out and we're not actually in it, we can literally say that we can say, yeah, our scene was cut.
I'm
and
hoping.
you know
That's
Well,
my
what?
cell
Do you
phone.
still get credit?
Yeah, exactly. We still get credit. It's just our scene was
That's
cut.
that's a legit question though. Like, do you get credit? Like, does someone get credit if their scene's cut from a movie?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
They still get I mean they're still gonna put it up. Um and they're still gonna it's when they forget about you that you have to go in and put that you're uncredited on the scene, or somebody else is like, oh, he was in it or she was
Because I
in it,
legitly do know someone that was in a Marvel movie and they cut
mhm,
her scene.
and she's
It
supposed
was the new one
she's
that just came out too.
Mm.
and she still should put it on there. If she got paid for it, she gets credit for it.
I don't know. Like her name, she's like
What happened?
we got rid of her. Good job.
she. Actress. I know she's hot. What?
Oh, she's
I
back.
think your phone muted for a second there or something.
We got rid of her again. Yes.
Stop it!
Damn, she's back again. Oh boy.
Fine, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Listen, don't make promises you can't keep.
Oh.
Presto's working hard tonight.
I miss my silent cipher, man.
You guys are gonna miss me when I'm gone. I'm telling you.
I didn't even know you existed before an hour ago, so I don't think I'm gonna miss nothing.
Moving on.
I think I'm a delight. Thank you. And
Yeah,
My cat
yeah.
agrees.
Oh yeah, that's something to be proud of. A delight, huh?
Fuzzy, you gotta step in. You gotta step in. I can't stop laughing. You gotta step in.
Yeah, Fuzz, tell me what a delight she is.
Both of you two, cut it out. Now, we need to get to the what we think as far as a score for this movie. Like I know IMDb didn't they weren't kind to this movie as far as the ratings, but we could kind of make up for it, I guess. Although there's only 16,000 ratings, so I guess there's not as many people watch this as a lot of the other movies we've reviewed in the past. But what would you guys give this a score of out of 10?
I think I give it a 5.5. What did IMDb give it?
5.6. So
Ooh, okay.
right on the IMDb money.
So like I said, the premise of the movie was pretty good. It was something different. I didn't feel like it was executed as well as it could have been. I gave it a higher score than I probably would have because for being in bands, like I said, the acting wasn't horrible. Like the acting was actually half decent. Where you watch some movies where they are actors or actresses and it just feels forced, or you could tell they're acting like, or trying to act, I should say. Like it's pretty noticeable. So with this, I really didn't feel that, but there were times where I'm like, oh yeah, like they're musicians and they're actually doing a halfway decent job. I wish they would do more practical effects instead of all the CGI. I appreciated the cameos and everything, but maybe if I was like a bigger Foo Fighter fan, I would really appreciate it more. Maybe if you follow Foo Fighters and kind of know the individual members and their personalities and stuff, it makes sense. But with me having like no connection with them, like I just assume like, oh, he's the funny one, or this guy's this, he's the quiet one. When maybe they did a total 360 where like the funny one is really the quiet one, and vice versa. So with all that being said, it wasn't a bad movie. Uh, and yeah, I give it a 5.5.
Nice. Sweet Slayer Sadie, what were your thoughts as far as a score?
Her first review. Here we go.
I'm
No
allowed to
pressure.
actually speak now. It's allowed.
30
So,
seconds.
all right, I'll make it quick. It wasn't horrible. I would probably say around a 6 myself also, but I agree. Like, had I known more about the Foo Fighters, I might have liked it a little bit better. But I don't. Their acting I thought was pretty well. I liked the cameos also. I agree. It was kind of cheesy at some points with the gore and the effects or whatnot, but um I did like their jokes and like their little comments back and forth sometimes made me chuckle. So, like just stupid stuff when he's like, some people say I look like Willie Nelson. Like just little comments like that are always funny background stuff or the banter back and forth. I wouldn't think it was a scary movie. Like I wouldn't consider it like, oh, you want to get creeped out, but um I don't know if I would really recommend it as something to watch, and I'm not sure if I would really go back and watch it again, but I didn't not like it either. So,
That's good. That pans out. First review with us. Yeah, not bad at all. B, what are your thoughts as far as a review?
Well, I gotta go.
Oh, you
Please.
want me to go?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to give it a 6 as well. Um, it's one of those movies where I kind of felt that it probably should have leaned more into the Scooby Doo esque kind of feel that it kind of gave off to some extent. Um, the acting wasn't bad, like you guys said, for a band, knowing each other and everything. They seemed to play well off of each other. It didn't seem forced. Some cheesy lines that were funny. Um, the gore stuff could have been a bit better. I think the funny part was running over the guy, and then the barbecue deal with the other guy, and then he's eaten by Grawl and stuff like that. But overall, I give it a 6 because it's a movie. One, I didn't fall asleep. Two, I didn't yell at the screen or anything. It wasn't like they were doing foolish stuff like running, upstairs when there's, a scary noise downstairs kind of thing. Although they did a little bit of that. It's like, oh, there's a noise in the basement. Let's go to the basement. But they did it more so in a funny way. So it wasn't, something that was, me yelling at the screen type of deal. But would I recommend it? Foo Fighter fans, yeah, definitely, probably something to recommend for a fan of the Foo Fighters band. But outside of that, I would say if you just want something that feels like Scooby Doo without it actually being Scooby Doo, this isn't a bad, movie to watch. Will I rewatch it? Probably not, but it's not a bad movie. Like anybody that's been listening to us for a while, we've reviewed some pretty bad movies,
What
and
you gonna say?
we can agree to disagree on Troll 2 or
Whoa, whoa,
was
whoa.
it something Otto's Sleepaway
Ooh.
Camp?
I'm still in therapy because of that one.
But yeah, this isn't
I
anywhere near as
traumatized
bad.
you.
Yeah,
Well, the movie did, not you.
yeah.
Which
That's
movie
what
was that? Hold on, Fuzzy. What one, guys?
we're not
Presto.
giving that one another plug.
Something in Otto's Sleepaway Camp. It's
Summer
Felissa
Camp
Rose is in it.
Massacre.
Yeah, Summer Camp Massacre. Now, Felissa
I
Rose
think
is in it as well, but you could tell this movie was intentionally being a spoof, but it was like I wasn't expecting that, and I felt like I was being punked when Fee told me to watch this movie. Uh, just because you could see like the green screen behind the car, and he's like turning the wheel left, and the screen's
How many
going
times?
left as well. Hmm?
How many times did I wake you up during this movie?
Towards the end, well, the after I saw the escape,
Mental
mental
patient.
institute patient or whatever, it got better, but yeah, it was a rough watch. It was definitely a rough watch, and this Studio 666 was not that. So I stand by my 6 on that. As far as the sleepaway camp or summer camp massacre, that I think I still gave it a 4 or 2, or it was somewhere between a 2 and a 4.
I'm gonna
But
have to check this one out too. Then, huh?
good luck on that. But yeah,
Why
Foo Fighter
check out
fans.
Scream? Let's check out that one.
Yeah, Foo Fighter
So I
fans
could come
definitely
back
check
and
this
tell
movie.
Presto I watched it, but I still haven't watched Scream 5.
You wish you could come back and tell me that.
I'll find you.
Uh-oh.
Well, that got weird. So
All
yeah,
right,
this
Fee.
weather is still really nice.
Not here. I don't know about y'all. It's been raining for like 87 days.
Well, we actually got some sun in Pennsylvania today after the rain.
Yeah.
We're still
It's
having
been
horrible
raining
storms.
nonstop for past. Well, it was clear on Monday, rained I think Tuesday through Thursday, and earlier this morning, and finally some sunlight. And I gotta trim the hedges. But Fee, what is your score for this movie?
So I have figured out the difference between a 7 and above and below a 7. And that is
Good
1
versus
through
bad.
6, 7 through 10.
what? Anyway. So this isn't watchable. I would watch certain scenes over if I saw them and I was watching YouTube and I looked up something and I saw a cut from it. I would probably watch some of the scenes over, but the movie itself I don't think is rewatchable for me. The reason why is because I watched it and then Fuzzy decided he was going to remake me watch it.
Why?
Did you pick up anything the second time that you didn't see the first?
No, no, it's not
All
that
right.
kind of movie either. Um, so, but he made me rewatch it because he didn't watch it. He didn't want to watch it alone. So yeah.
My mom watched half of it with me too. She just kind of stared at the TV like, "What are you making me watch?" I was
So
like, "I get to
I
review it."
I would say it's probably between a 5.5 and a 6 for me as well. I liked certain parts. I thought some of the parts were funny. I really liked Pat in this. And yeah, Taylor Hawkins did admit he ad-libbed a lot of his lines. It's in the trivia for on IMDb, amongst other things, including how they set up the um the chainsaw bit, the chainsaw death. It's in there too, how they set it up. So I mean, I liked it. I don't think it's a bad movie or anything like that. I think it's a good try from the Foo Fighters for their, first movie together and everything. I don't know if they're going to decide to do another one. But their acting was not bad. I didn't see really anything clumsy. Will Forte was in there. Lionel Richie's the one who came up with, ad-libbing his lines, and he was really funny. I just don't think there was really enough outside of the music that really grasped. Like the story was very simple
Hmm.
and very cliche. And if Foo Fighters weren't in it, if the cameos weren't in it, and if you didn't have the music in it, which, even the music, there wasn't that much of their music going on in it. I think you take those out and you didn't really have much.
I agree.
So, yeah. So that's why I would say it's watchable once. I think it's a watch for especially for their fans. I think it's something that you could watch if you're like cleaning the house and you just want to put something on. Um, but other than that, yeah, I don't think it's rewatchable for me. So yeah. Anybody else?
No, I think everybody put in their review. So, what was your number again?
I would say we'll put it at 5.7. Let's put it there.
He
5.7.
just went up 0.1.
I said between 5.5 and 6, but I'll go with 5.7.
Okay.
And I do like the band. I'm not gonna say I don't like the band.
Mhm.
It's just, yeah, it looked like they got an idea and they kind of ran with it, and that was it. They just wanted to play around, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we got a cool idea before this next album. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, but overall, I would say not bad, not great by any means, but definitely not as bad as some other movies we reviewed. But I think we're gonna wrap things up. Gonna go
We
do.
have to.
No, we don't have
Can't have
to.
any fuzzy secrets tonight.
No, we're not doing fuzzy secrets tonight. No, we're not.
What the hell's a fuzzy secret? That sounds a little. I mean, now I'm curious.
Fuzzy is a very conservative, private individual
You don't
Mhm.
say.
outside of outside of small groups.
Mhm.
So Fuzzy, am I right, Presto? In small groups, he's himself. But
Mhm.
outside of that, in large groups, Fuzzy is always telling me, which I'm surprised today he wasn't blowing up my phone. He's always telling me, "Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that." We call them fuzzy secrets.
Hmm. Yeah, no fuzzy secrets this evening. Um, the cats are well behaved. I'm we already gave the one medicine, so she's not sneezing and uh, blowing or shaking snot everywhere, kind of deal. So we'll leave it at that. But going to do outros. So, Sweet Slayer Sadie, tell everybody where they can find you and what you may have going on these next few weeks, whether it's in movie
Oh,
related
don't make
stuff
me
or
go first. Make someone else go
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
I've been going
No,
first this
this
whole
is her
time.
first time, Fuzzy. Give her an example.
Yeah, let me listen to
okay.
somebody.
Jesus.
Wait,
All right,
listen, we did
presto.
not review this. Y'all are just like, hey, let's hop on. You talk a lot. You'll be great.
And boy, were we wrong.
All right,
That's
You
on
never
us,
know
presto.
till
though.
you try.
Well, now we know. We tried. Okay. Move on.
Next
Next.
word of the day.
All right, Fee. You told me you owed her a favor. Go. Favor's done. Let's move on.
Mhm.
What? that was,
That was not our conversation, Presto.
All right,
Oh.
presto. Let everybody know where they can find you, what you have planned for these upcoming weeks.
So it's good to be back again.
Mhm.
Don't have much planned. Just spend some time with the family, with some
Mhm.
time off. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, not much of anything right now going on. You can find me on Instagram. I don't. Every time I try to put my Instagram handle on here, it never shows up. So I don't know how to do that. Uh, Fuzz, you
I'm
can
not
help
even
out with that.
signed into my YouTube, so at least you have that.
Yeah. I also have Blue Sky, but I'm not really active on that. So, yeah. Once we figure out how to put my Instagram in here, we'll do that. But had fun. We had a new person tonight.
Mhm.
We'll have to take a tribal vote later about that. But yeah, it was
Can we
fun.
just do like survivor mode? Like all of you, everyone's on the line. Has to be
Yeah.
me.
No, doesn't
But
work out that way. Deal or no deal. No deal. Done.
dang, brutal, cutthroat. Remind me when Crimson Harvest comes out that we are not reviewing this movie.
No,
He's
but
gonna turn it on and be like, "She's done." Like, we're not. Next.
Are you actually in the movie?
Yes, I
yeah.
am.
Yeah,
I am. I play
Oh
a
boy.
pretty big role in it, actually. I'm a lead supporter
Oh,
in it, lead supporting role.
this is the one
But
I'm not in yet. So if I decide that I want to be one of the townspeople or whatever, I think it's
mhm.
gonna be like a farmer's market or something like that.
I think he
Um,
said like a harvest celebration.
yeah,
Mhm.
something like that. So Presto's gonna be in that part. Because I signed him up for that, and I told Xander if he needs
In the
people that I
movie?
would be willing to
Oh,
do it.
hell no.
But
spoiler.
No,
Hopefully, it's more than my leg.
no, bro, you still did it wrong. Spoiler comes before you hear the news. Then you got to give it a break so we can either listen to it or decide to shut you up, and then you announce a spoiler.
Spoiler. You don't tell me how to do spoilers.
oh my god,
Read what
Oh.
a spoiler is. You're the one who does what the hell is that podcast? Sorry, I had notifications popping up. I was trying to get rid of them on my phone.
Now she's pretending she's popular. Nice. Spoiler. She's
Listen,
not.
do
oh my
Mhm.
you
god.
sign autographs?
I
See,
could sign my name on a piece of paper. That's an
Do,
autograph.
but do people ask you for
something
it?
Presto.
Do people ask me for it? Oh boy. We don't have enough time for this subject.
So, got you something. I got you and Silent something. That
Yeah.
reminds me.
Okay.
So, Fuzz, tell us what you'll be up to then.
Oh, for the next week or so, pretty much just playing some video games until we go on a camping trip. I think that's next weekend.
Yes.
So
Camping trips next weekend, and then the movie things the weekend after that.
yeah, but I don't think we're doing a podcast next Friday, are we? Because of the camping trip.
No, because we're not going to be able to get internet out there.
Great. So we'll be out in the middle of nowhere next
Yes,
week.
in Maryland. In
I
Maryland.
don't know if I'll even be able to play video games, but everybody have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend. You can always find me on social media. Just do a search for fuzzy_Belvedere, whether it's Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram. You can definitely find me either posting about video games or posting about horror movies and stuff like that. But everybody be safe for the Memorial Day weekend and catch us probably in 2 weeks from now. But
Yeah, June 6th.
yeah,
Fun Speculation said, don't run into Jason.
yeah, we're hopefully we don't have we're not going to be at Crystal Lake, but yeah, we're
Fun
I'm not
place.
going out by the lake at midnight. Like no, not doing that.
Um, put up
I
your
went canoeing
Instagram or
in
something.
Crystal Lake. That's a nice place.
Yeah,
That was a fun adventure. Recommend it to anyone who's a Friday the 13th fan for sure. Check out the camps.
yeah.
Don't tell me what to do.
Uh-oh.
Aren't you like right by Crystal Lake, Presto?
I think it's a little over an hour. Me and the
Well,
wife were actually looking at maybe going there to visit because next week is my birthday, and we were looking at what to do. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, I don't have them that week, but the following week they have some trips there. And I was like, well, if we do that, I feel like I almost need to rewatch the franchise, just be more familiar
yes,
with it before we go
yes.
visit there, because I wouldn't want to visit there and be like, oh, that's where that happened. We were there, but I didn't take pictures or whatever. So
Have you been there yet?
no, I have not.
So Jeff was saying that he actually did the overnight thing, and he had a blast doing that. We only went for the extended day trip
Mhm.
kind of thing.
I
But
spent the night there too.
yeah,
In September. Yeah.
Mm.
The overnight stay.
Legally,
Surprisingly, yes, I try not to break the law, but um it's
it's a
it's a
little
little pricey,
expensive.
but it is
Yeah.
fun. They do a lot. I stayed in Alice's cabin. You go cake. They give you snacks. You make s'mores. You tour the entire thing.
Mhm.
You eat several times in there where they actually bring the camp because they still use it for camp. They bring the people
Mhm.
who cook for the campers and stuff or the Boy Scouts, whatever. Um, and they actually make really good food. Like they give you we had a bunch of souvenirs like a book bag and water bottle and all kinds of random stuff. They take pictures for you and print them out. um, it's definitely a touristy attraction type thing, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we definitely enjoyed the tour, even though it was just the daytime deal.
Hmm.
Got some cool pics of the lake and stuff like
We
that. And
we should all have a sleepover at Crystal Lake.
I would go again.
Are you
uh,
impressed though?
I got this thing going on. I don't think I can.
Don't worry, they put the girls in one cabin and the guys with the other, and they do separate groups so you wouldn't be stuck with me the whole time.
Yeah, but you'd still be there.
oh, mm, mm, mm.
You're too
It-
much. All right. So, all right, listen up. Let's see. We did Fuzzies. and we
Hmm.
did Prestos. Fuzzy, did you put your Instagram up?
No, I haven't, but I can do that here shortly.
Can you put mine up?
Yeah.
Can you put everybody's up?
Yeah. I already put up Prestos.
Yes.
And
All right,
Don't
Sadie,
ask
you
me for
ready
my
now?
info. I don't even know it. Like, I gotta look at my pages to even know what my names are on anything. How can you find me? You type in my name somewhere. I got that one credit on IMDb. You can find me there.
There you go.
And you know what it is, Presto? This one. Booyah.
What did you say?
You can thank Fee for that one. So my little IMDb credit.
Put me
Good.
up twice.
I can't
My
wait to
first one.
follow.
I'm so proud of it.
Good. It just makes blocking you that much easier.
Oh my God.
oh, jeez.
All right,
You're
Sadie,
going to have
tell
to
us.
start blocking on a lot of things. I don't know what Blue Sky is, but I'll find you on there too.
It's a guy only site. You're not allowed.
What is it? What is it? Like, no girls
Is it the
allowed.
Twitch?
He-Man
Yeah.
woman haters.
That's exactly what Blue Sky's name is.
Well, there's threads that only guys go on that one.
No, Threads is like a text version of Instagram kind of thing.
A text version of Instagram, if that's
I
even
So,
don't
possible.
use it, but it says I have a bunch of threads on there or like people, followers or something. I'm like, okay. Every time I get on Instagram, they're like, you have new threads or you have new whatevers.
mhm.
Don't flatter yourself. That happens to everybody.
Look at this comment. Look at this comment, Fuzzy.
I'm getting to them. Wait, which one?
We
That would
black
be a no.
people, we black people know better. That's some funny shit right there.
hey, I at one point I will make a movie based around something along those lines, like, oh, you hear a bump in the night, or there's like a mysterious sound in the basement. No, we're getting in the car. We're leaving this joint. We're not investigating anything. There shouldn't be anything in the basement. Wasn't anything when we got in this house. Yeah, we're out. So
It's gonna be a short movie.
yeah.
Yeah, it will.
No, man, don't worry. I'll stay behind and investigate, guys.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. I got it.
It's one way to get rid of her fuzz.
All right.
Hey, Sadie, where are you gonna be? Um, where can they find you besides Instagram?
She
No
don't know.
stalkers, please. um, um, Facebook. I don't have any of my links or any of my info, but yeah. I just use Facebook and Instagram as of right now. And I guess all my excitement happened over the last 2 weeks. So the next couple weeks are just going to be going back to normal, being back home, after I spent 2 days lost in New York City by myself. And then going to what I do went to Baltimore for Monster Mania. That was fun. Then y'all caught me in Blairstown for what, like almost a week, and then Atlantic City. So I'm tired after all that. It was a lot of fun, met a lot of great people, but now I'm back to work and my kids are almost out of school, but here in 3 weeks we'll be going to spend a week in Ocean City, Maryland. We go pretty much every summer, so that's their little vacation away. Um, Other than that, I think that's about it. I have a couple, Comic Cons and stuff that I've been looking up and that I plan on going to this summer. And you'll catch me again probably at the next New Jersey Horror Con where I will be a handler, I'm sure, for somebody. Will not know yet, but let's hope this one goes a little bit better than this last week. So I don't have enough pizza to save the world.
Yeah,
That's
especially
about
white
it.
pizza.
Yeah, but she didn't even like. Did I tell you that later that night at the
Yeah,
sitting at the bar, she got more pizza? More.
loves
Ugh.
pizza barely.
She
Uh,
likes her pizza. But I'm sure I'll have something else planned. Something always pops up that interests me, and I'll be on the move sometime soon.
nice,
Right.
But
nice.
So,
what about you,
so,
Fee?
uh, so, um, so we're going on the camping trip or whatever with my little tiny group. So it will be about, I think, 13 or 14 students, and Fuzzy, I roped him into this, and we have two other teachers that are going, and we roped one of their sons into it. So, and we got a sixth adult who's going to be working with the kids, and because the way they have it set up is that the chaperones actually have to work. So we have one that's going to work in the kitchen and everything during that time with a couple students, and then the rest of us are going to be, kind of monitoring and chaperoning pretty much all the kids that show up and take on that responsibility, help out a little bit with, in case anybody gets a bruised knee or a cut or whatever. So maybe Fuzzy, they have a rope course. Get you up there helping out the
Uh-huh.
kids.
Yeah, I'm not going through basic training again, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, we got to bring boots. You got boots? That's part of the packing list.
Okay, I'll buy a new set because I don't feel like taking the ones I have. They're kind of beat. I got
So if
Tim's
you've
from
ever
like
been on the
15 years ago that look
uh-huh.
like they've been through a battle. So yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So on a ropes course, you don't want to wear sneakers. You want to wear boots because it gives you a little bit more traction. And with sneakers compared to boots, with boots, you have that little notch in between the heel and the sole of the foot, and that gives you a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the ropes and stuff like that, especially the 3 and the 2. The only thing is that I have difficulty doing the 2 ropes because you have to actually push up, and I'm only 5 foot, so you can imagine to balance yourself trying to push up for me. Yeah, I'm short. So yeah, ropes course is fun though. Um, so then we have the movie in Columbus. It's going to be in cemetery, so that's going to be fun, especially overnight. So yeah. So I
Oh
have
yeah,
some pictures of
when
that.
is that?
So that's gonna be so they it's from, I think she said June. I want to say June 5th is when they're gonna start and they're gonna end on the 17th. But the thing is that since I'm just gonna be in like 3 scenes, 2 or 3 scenes, I only am going to be going. Wait a minute. No, she said the second to, I think it's the 14th. So since I'm only going to be in like 2 or 3 scenes, I'm only going up for technically 2 days, and that's the 8th and the 9th of June. But
I was gonna say because you're only gonna be a hop, skip, and a jump away from me since I'm in.
yeah, well, we're going to be up there Saturday. We're going up Saturday to get into the hotel and everything, and we're staying actually until probably the evening of the 10th. And then we got to book it back so I can get to the school to work and everything on the 11th. But yeah, we're kind of staying over a little bit because call time is 6:30 at night until
Okay.
6:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's why we're kind of staying on the 10th, and I got a good deal because I used a lot of points.
mm-hmm.
So we're able to stay from the 7th until 11th, but we're actually leaving on the 10th in the evening so that I can get to work the next day because I'm kind of calling out for 9 and 10. And
Gotcha.
yeah, I've already used a lot of time. And one of those is exam day. So
Wait,
the principal's-
when are you done with school?
So technically, the kids are supposed to be done June 11th, but the way our system works in Delaware, once you're done your exams, once you're done your exams, you don't have to come to school anymore because we don't take attendance.
Okay.
So
So,
the 10th, yeah, the 10th is a makeup day for them. So eh, there should only be about maybe 20, 30 kids out of the whole school that show up,
mhm.
out of 900 something. Because, go ahead.
When do you guys go back? Our kids
We
are
go,
done there are some kids around here done already. And then
yeah,
like
yeah,
my
I
kids
know.
have 1 week left.
Yeah, for Delaware, it's different. They're starting to make it so that we get more days in the year off than we get summer because of what they call learning loss. So they're trying to shorten the time the kids are actually out of school, like some states.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why. But we're officially the teachers are can officially stop going to the school on the 13th, which is the packing day. All of the other days we're calling trade-in days. And if you did something else prior, you don't have to come in if it equals out to that 21 hours that we would normally be there. So yeah. It's just Delaware likes to make everything complicated. We don't go back until the teachers go back the last week of August, and then the kids come in after Labor Day. That's when we come back. So they're just trying to minimize how much time they get off during the summer. That's all. So yeah, I'm almost done.
Okay.
Everybody got silent.
I was just listening. Like I was, you should enjoy my silence. I bet the guys did too. Presto.
It was nice and refreshing.
Poor Fuzzy. He already had a week of having to get used to me, so he already knew what he was walking into.
Yeah, that's why he told me he wasn't feeling it tonight, but he was gonna do it for me. So thank you,
Well,
Fuzzy,
you got a
again.
great friend. He's a great guy. Real stellar.
This is how great of a guy he is. We saw each other at Montsemania, and he skipped his podcast to be late to have dinner with me.
Yes, he did do that for you. Yes, he did.
Yep.
He just
He
felt
wouldn't
bad,
have done
didn't
that
want
to
you to be
me.
alone.
Yeah, okay. If in between assigning autographs for 3 hours, I made time out of my busy schedule to have dinner with Fuzz.
You're a great
Yeah,
guy
and they
too. That was so nice of you.
and 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 they were so close to me, but yet they didn't come over to the table. Fuzzy just dropped food off to me and left.
Well, yeah, you were working. Me and him weren't. Not very professional.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We
Uh-huh.
just wanted to be close enough to show you what a good time we were having without you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. It was that close. I could see you guys. I saw all the fun you were
See,
having.
go ahead, let them, because the boys can play, so can the girls.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be
That
worried about you
scares
two.
Fuzzy.
You should be worried about us too.
Mm.
That
When you,
secretly scares Fuzzy.
Mhm.
Fuzzy, she's 5 foot soaking wet. She probably can't even get into half the things.
You
I
know I
come with
used to
my
be.
own bail money.
Oh my
I just need picked
Mm.
up.
Good luck with that. I'm not volunteering.
Mm.
So anyway, I used to be carded until I got about what 30.
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at movie theaters.
Movie theaters?
At
Hmm.
movie theaters, yes.
I was like 8 not getting carded. You're 30 getting carded?
I was getting carded until I was 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't
I
even
should
know they
have
still
told.
checked IDs at movies. I don't even
Well,
know the
they
last time
don't
I've been to a
now.
theater.
They don't now. But when I was 30, they were still checking.
Mm.
You want to see this R-rated movie, little girl?
Oh my God. That reminds me. I was in Giant. We have a local Giant, and I I don't think I was out of uh I don't think I was out of Lincoln yet. And we were shopping, and this guy comes up, and he was trying to talk to me, and I was like, "Uh-huh." And then before I went away, he was like, "Oh, do you want to see something?" I was like, "How old
That's
do
a
you think
no.
I am?" I'm like, "How old
No
do you think
thanks.
I am?"
Was he
I
trying
was
to
in my
kidnap
20s.
you?
What? He
Did he
Was he?
drive a white
tried to
van?
kidnap me. Yes.
You want to see something, little girl?
I got candy and Pokemon.
He literally thought I was like he thought I was like 13 or 14. I'm like, no. I just walked away. I'm like, honey,
Damn,
I gotta
Fuzz,
go.
you almost got lucky there.
No, I wouldn't call it luck. They think she's 12, so they're gonna wonder what the hell she's doing around with walking around with Fuzzy. Like, sir, do you have identification for your child?
I gotta
I'm a
I
grown
gotta
woman.
I
The
get
fuck?
we got called when we first moved in here, when we first moved into our house is back in 2003. We literally got a call in the evening with the guy saying he's gonna, come over to, hook up the cable and everything. And he goes, I was like, hello, and he goes, oh, is your mommy or daddy at home? I was like, well, my dad lives in New Jersey and my mom lives in Georgia, but my husband's home.
Sweetie, where are your parents?
Exactly. Yeah. People think I'm younger than I am.
That's
All
good
right.
though. So,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I think we're gonna be out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show and everything. We did intros this time. I wasn't feeling well the other time and I kind of rushed. I do apologize. Everybody's like, what about intros after we got off?
oops.
But yeah, I just wasn't feeling well and everything, and I kind of had to rush.
What do you mean you don't know who I am?
What?
Look me up. I have an IMDb. Damn it. Ugh.
We will see you on June 6th, okay? Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.